Hi everyone, this is EDM Soaps. I am your host, Diane Marie, and today we're rebatching some old soap that I have. So basically everything is cut up and it's fixing to go on high. And this is my old black tea soap. So we're going to rename it and give it a different, we're going to pick it up a little bit. We're going to liven it up a little bit. So it won't be black tea anymore. It'll be something different. So what I like to do is when I have old soap that has not sold or has been sitting for long periods of time, there's nothing wrong with the soap. It's just that I would like to make it look better. I've done an old soap. This is my third batch today. And we're going to redo this soap, and we're going to let it cook. So basically what I do is everything's in there, and I've put 7 ounces of water at the bottom of the crock pot. And what I like to do is take my saran wrap here, and I like to top it off because this crock pot lid shattered, so I bought this at the thrift store, so I don't have a lid for this top. So I like to basically cover it up, and then I would like to take my skewer here and just poke holes in it so it can breathe and sweat and do all that good stuff that it normally does. So it's gonna cook for normally, when I cook my Rebatch soap, normally I cook it for 2 hours. But lately, I have been cooking it for at least 4 to 6 hours. Just my preferences, depending on how the texture of the soap is. This is a harder bar, so I might have to let this cook until the wee bit of the night. But we're just going to see how it is, and we're going to see how much. This is 84 ounces of shredded, cut up soap. If you want to know the difference, it's 84 ounces of shredded soap. So I've got everything here. I'm gonna let it cook, and then I will bring you back when I'm ready to do the next step of this process. So basically what I'm doing is just trying to mix these chunks up. Still got a little ways to go. This is where we're at. So we've got a little ways to go here. Let's see, we still have some of those big chunks at the bottom. I was just trying to loosen this up. And we're going to continue to let it cook. But this is what it looks like right now. It's not the consistency like I want it to be, but we are getting there. And a hole in my my spatula here. So basically what I'm about to do is just cover this back up. And then we're going to let it continue to cook. Bring you back. Still have lumps in here. I want to get rid of the lumps first. Bring it back. We're rebatching soap today. This is the third one I've done, and I'm kind of getting tired, but it's okay. It's all good. Alright, we're going to let it sit some more. We're going to cover this back up. Alright, I need some more saran wrap right there. Almost close to done. So what I'm going to do is add in some shea butter. As my super fat. And go ahead and get that melted on in there. So I'm using this shea butter here. I'm going to say that's about, I'm eyeballing it, so that's probably about maybe 1.5 ounces of shea butter. So I'm going to let this melt, and we're going to incorporate it into the mix. Get all this from off the sides. Just gonna stir all that in, get that in, and let it melt. And once it melts, then we'll pour it into our molds, and we will be done. And I already put in my tea tree oil that I use in this batch, and this is what I've used. This is the tea tree oil that I've used. So I only use very little of tea tree, not a whole lot. So, and I added some slippery elm bark in there because that's what the original recipe was, with slippery elm bark. So we're gonna let this continue to melt, let the shea butter melt, and then I'll come back and then we'll pour it into our molds. Okay, now I'm fixing to stir up. The shea butter has melted, so I'm just gonna say, you can see it sitting on top. I'm just gonna go ahead and just stir this up, and we're fixing to get ready to pour it in our mold. This is, ouch, dang it, I just got a spoon in my mold. Well, a spoon from my mold. Dang it, I got it out. So this is our Workshop Heritage mold. Thank you, Workshop Heritage. This mold lets me make between 7.5 and 8 pounds of soap. This here, I think it's about, I'm going to say about 4.5, maybe 5 pounds. It just depends. I don't know. But I like making smaller batches. My batches that I like to make are 2 pound, 5 pound. I like to make 6, 8, 10, and the largest pound that I actually make is a 15 pound batch. That's the farthest I go. I don't make 25. I don't do 20. Don't do it, because the smaller batches, the 15 is my large batch, and it's easier for me to make that amount, if you would say so. I say so. It's just easier for me to make that amount. This is just Rebatch soap, and it has tea tree in it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to pour it into our Workshop Heritage mold, and we're going to be done for today. So let me get this off. We're going to trade places here. We're going to trade places. We're going to put our Workshop Heritage mold right here so you guys can see how I do it. So basically what I do, since this is hot, which I have a napkin here. So basically I just tilt it over and I just pour it in. Let it plop in. That's all I do. Well, that's what I do. And then I take my bigger spoon here, even though it still got a few chunks in here. This is really hot. So we just gonna plop it into the mold as best we know how. This is probably a 5 pound batch. but I like using using these 5 pounds. The reason why I like Rump Shop because it has this rubber silicone mold, and it's just easier to get out. And I like making hot process soaps, Rebatch soap. It's just easier to work with. The only thing I do not like about it is that I can't add my colors. I can, but I have to add a whole lot of water to it to get it to be where it's a consistency of cold process soap. And I'm going to get everything out of here. So I'm going to move this to the side just for a minute. I'm going to take my other spatula that I have, and we're just going to scrape this off. So we're just going to take our spatula here. We're going to try to even these out. And I'm going to dump it on the ground. But technically I can do it on this table. And there you have it. And I'm just going to spritz it with rubbing alcohol just to keep the soda ash from getting on it. And there we have it. This is the 3rd batch that I've made today. And I just going to stop for now. So basically what I'm fixing to do, we're going to remove this out of the way, and I'm going to bring you back for the other one and cut it. So, give me just a second and I'll bring you right back. Okay guys, I'm bringing you back. This is what I made today. This is my chocolate coffee caramel. Well, actually it's my coffee caramel soap. So we made this one today. And it works. This has been, I've never made 3 soaps in one day. But this kind of helps me in my therapeutic way. Soap making helps me deal with the issues that I'm going through and just trying to get my life back on track. So, we're going to cut this soap. I'm going to show you how I cut my high process soap. And what do I do? So basically what I do is that's it. And then I take and peel it back like I'm peeling a banana. And I throw all the little chunks that comes off behind in the pot. Okay, that's okay. We can still deal with it. It's still not technically all the way dry. I can still feel the heat. I got some stickiness going on in the back. So that's what's going on in the back. It's just a little bit sticky. So, but that's okay. We can still work with it. And I can still let it dry. So basically what I did was I had some coffee and I had some cinnamon and I had some clove oil. So basically what this is, and I did my e-calc on my clove and cinnamon oil on how much that I use. The coffee fragrance was from Nature's Garden. Let's see. This is the coffee fragrance. It's fresh brewed coffee from Nature's Garden. Whoop, whoop. Thank you. And I'm going to give a shout out to, like I said, Workshop Heritage. So let's go ahead and get our cutter. And we're going to slice these up into 3 things. This is my Workshop Heritage cutter. I wish I had a wider one. That way when I do my frosting tops, they won't get knocked off. I want a wider one that's pretty much wide that will hold my frosting tops. Won't cut my frosting. So basically this is what I do. I just put a napkin here. We're going to swap sides a little bit. And let me see if I can get you guys back a little bit. Okay. We're going to try this. It's no guarantee, but we're going to try it. Okay. So basically, let's flip this over. And basically, I just lay it on its side. And then all I do is just slide it through. And then I take off the top. Or I try to break off the top. Oh, cool. It's got little chunks in there. I don't know. In the middle, it's still kind of dampish. That's because I cut it earlier. The other one was done, so I didn't want to have to wait. So basically, this is what the coffee soap looks like. So we're going to set that to the side here. And we're just going to throw these little bitty chunks in to help wash the pot. Ouch. And I'm going to take this. And then we're just going to do it again. We're going to lay this time on the other side. Because it's still soft. Still really, really soft. And we're just going to bring it and cut it through. It's really soft in the middle. Ooh, that was a big chunk. So basically, like I said, it's still kind of soft in the middle. And we'll deal with it as we go along. So I'm just going to sit this here and take this. So basically what I do is take this paper towel and I add some alcohol to it. And I clean my mold. Off. And I'm going to bring out my cutter. And we're going to cut it. So So this is my cutter that I bought off Amazon. Need that back just a little bit. Okay, so I take another napkin. So we're going to start with this one first. And we're just going to clip the ends off. We're just going to clip the ends off. This is still a little bit warm, but we're going to clip it off. And this is what it looks like. So, I take that same napkin that I had with alcohol, and I just do this. So now, we bring this up a little bit, and then we cut. And this is what it looks like. Our coffee caramel soap. Smells just like coffee. So we're just gonna cut these, and you can tag along and watch me cut these. We're just gonna be silent because I like to make sure everything is done correctly. So here we go. last but not least, and we're going to turn it around just because we have these little things sticking out on the sides. I know y'all can't see it, but it's the middle that's giving me a problem. So we're going to just switch sides. Like it's not all the way cool in the middle. It's still kind of warm to the touch. So I'm just going to slice a piece off. Alright, let's move these out of the way. Ooh. See how that, I just push that back in. Hopefully it will dry. Once it's on the cure rack, it'll dry. Like I said, it's not in the middle part. It's still kind of warm and squishy. So that's what I'm talking about. It's kind of warm and squishy. I don't know if you can see that. So I'm just pushing it down with my finger. And we're just going to put it back here. We're going to continue to keep going. Like I said, normally when I do my etch process, I just let it sit overnight. But I got excited and I wanted to go ahead and get this done, get it cut, get it out the way, because I've got more to do. See how that kind of, and I just press it down in there. And like I said, I've never rebatched 3 batches of soap in one day. So tomorrow, I'm going to let that sit. The one I just put in the mold, I'm going to let that sit overnight. And I'll bring you guys back for the cut for that one as well. Let's see. It was still warm because I had just put this in the mold maybe about an hour or 2. And I knew it wasn't all the way cured. The top was cured, but I knew that the insides was not cured yet. It wasn't set yet. But I just wanted to go ahead and get it out of the way. This is my coffee caramel soap. And I did one earlier that was orange slices. And they all look brown. That's because it's just been in the crock pot, just cooking. So they all look brown. They all look the same. I added a little color. Now I added a little color to this one because I wanted to make it a coffee light. And you can see it's got some streaks in there of red in there. Those are in bed. So basically what I did was rebatch some soap, and those was like the pieces that was in there. So you've got different color pieces. You got this beige. This was the original coffee French vanilla coffee soap, but I wanted to do something different today, and I wanted to revamp my soap. So it's still the same. There's no difference. Once it cures, normally people let hot process soap cure for 3 days, 3 to 4 days. I kind of let mine sit for, sometimes I let it sit for a week, and sometimes I let it sit for 4 weeks, just like the normal cold processed soap. It's just easier for me. I just like to let it sit. So normally this would sit on the shelf for at least 4 weeks. but that's because that's how I like to do my hot process. Now, if I was in a hurry and needed to, if this was going to like a shop or something, or a show that I will be giving, then I would go ahead in 3 days. I would let it cure, maybe 4, and then wrap it up and then package it, and then you can use it. That's just how hot processed soap works. Now, if it was cold processed soap, I could not do that. Cold processed soap has to cure for 4 weeks, and it depends on how you cut it. Now, if you add like a whole bunch of, if you was doing a salt bar, you can let it sit for a couple of hours and then you can cut it, because the salt has made it a harder bar to cut. It just depends how fast the saponification goes. We've already went through saponification with this. The problem is it's just cooked in a crock pot. Just rebatch it because I wanted a different look for it and a different smell. Because the soap that I did before didn't have a strong smell. This has a good strong scent to it. So I like it. So, and I try to keep it in the original scent, which was coffee. And I wanted a different smell to it. And these here are not going to be my $10 bar. These are going to be my $6 bar of soap. So they work the same. It cleanses, it washes, it moisturizes. This soap will not dry out your soap. And on top of that, you will get a scrubby kind of bar because it has coffee grounds from the previous soap. So I have coffee grounds in here as well. And it smells just delicious. It smells like a vanilla, cinnamon, clove deal with coffee in it. Some kind of French coffee that you wouldn't, it's like a roasted coffee that you wouldn't know. But it smells very good. And like I said, I will let these cure for 4 weeks because we're not in a show. Basically, they'll be on the shelves. You can purchase these through the website at www.edmsoaps.com. That's one word, so edmsoaps.com. Please like, share, subscribe to this channel. Make sure you tell your friends, your neighbors, your brothers, your co-workers, anybody that you can find. This is a natural channel that we make. And the best thing about it, you didn't have to throw these soaps away. You can just rebatch it and make more soap. So that's what I did. I had some extra coffee soap, some extra end pieces that was kind of broken up. And I wanted to do a soap. I didn't want to throw the soap away, the end pieces. And they wasn't good enough to sell as end pieces, like soap samples. They was kind of broken up, so I just batched them all together and added extra moisture in here with the shea butter. That's going to give you extra moisture. And I just wanted to have a new feel and a new look to this soap that I have. I love doing rebatch soap. I love cold processed soap. I love hot processed soap from scratch. I love melt and pour soaps and melt and pour soaps from scratch. So we have a little thing going here, and I love doing it all. But we're going to say goodnight for now, y'all soap people. And I will be guys back on the cut for tomorrow that we added. And that soap is our slippery elm tree soap that we just made. This is our coffee soap, and the other one I did not show you guys was the orange slice soap. And I will compare all of these on tomorrow and let you guys see what they look like. They pretty look similar to when you do hot process soap. Like I said, I added a little brown mica to this, and I finally got it mixed in. The orange slice soap, I added mica to it, but it didn't really, it didn't make it an orange. Like, I guess I didn't add enough to it. And, it is what it is. I mean, it's okay though. But, it's a little kind of brownish color. But we're going to say good night, Gracie, and we will see you on tomorrow. Y'all have a good night. I love you. Have a wonderful and blessed night.